So I've spent a ton of money on this truck that I'm working on with my son, and the finishing touches, I'm just looking to save a couple bucks wherever I can. Now we were talking about it, and I think we've decided we need some kickback mud flaps on this truck because if I put regular mud flaps just attached to the wheel wells, the tires are going to rub, you're going to hear it, it's going to sound like crap, and no mud flaps isn't an option because unfortunately here in Saskatchewan where we live, the Gestapo, they'll give you a ticket for a brand new truck right off the lot without mud flaps. So if you're interested in a cheap and easy way to make a set of your own kickback mud flaps, they were about 400 bucks a pair, and I'm going to be able to make these for about 40, 50 bucks a pair. So sounds like something that's interesting to you. Stick around. So this is what I'm starting out with. This is just a fairly economically priced $40 pair of mud flaps from our local Canadian Tire. They actually look like they're pretty decent quality. They've got kind of like a fiberglass reinforcement in them sort of thing. And for what we're going to be doing, I'm pretty sure they're going to work out just fine. And that little bit of checkered plate aluminum, that's actually cut out of the thing that it's leaning up against, which is an old toolbox that I made into a workbench. But these are the pieces that I cut out that you see are open with all that junk in it. And I've been hanging on to them, wondering what I was going to do with them. Well, now I know what I'm going to do. So there you go. I cut the mud flaps, and just as luck would have it, they're just bang on the right size to work with this couple pieces of aluminum that I've got. So yeah, I just chopped 10 inches off the bottom of it, nice and square at the top, and I used the top part just to trace it out so that I can cut those aluminum pieces to shape and bend them up just to kick those mud flaps back off the tire a little bit. So I'm just going to cut this with a jigsaw and a metal blade. I screwed it to the table to hold it steady, and hopefully this is going to work out good. It's going to shake and rattle around, but that's okay. I should be able to make something work. So what I did is I cut those out like I had them marked. I cut them real rough, like you can see. I didn't do a super great job, but it ended up what I did is I screwed the rubber that I cut off of my mud flap onto here just to mark some mounting holes where this is going to bolt to the fender. And now I've got this all together and fairly rigid. I'm just going to take a belt sander that I've got in the back garage, and I'm just going to tidy these up and make them as close to exactly the same size as I can, and we'll go from there. So I don't have a brake of any kind, but I've got some vice grips, I got a vise, and I got a couple pieces of angle iron, and now I got a metal brake. So between that, a little bit of finessing by hand and beating on it with a big old rubber mallet, looks like I got the pieces I need. So after a good thick coating of kind of a rubberized undercoating sort of paint, these are gonna dry, and we're gonna bolt them on and see how they look. So there you go. It's enough to be legal. Kicks it back off the tire just the right amount, and didn't break the bank doing it. So after a little test drive, they did everything that I thought they were going to do. They work real well. The only thing is, and kind of thought this might happen, what I'm going to end up having to do is I'm going to have to cut it down here, probably somewhere around there, and just bevel it back, because when the tire comes in, it actually rubs at full lock. It rubs about here. So that's not going to be a big deal, and I'm going to be able to make it work out pretty good. Overall, I'm pretty sure this is going to be exactly what I need for a whole lot less money. Well, I hope you got something out of that. I kind of enjoyed doing it. I like doing that kind of thing, and anytime I can do something a little bit on the low buck side and it still turns out and looks like something, pretty happy with that. Anyways, thanks for watching.